Hey guys, finding the perfect gift for the food lover in your life is easy, thanks to Goldbelly. Goldbelly ships America's most iconic foods, straight from world-famous restaurants right to your door. So if you want to treat someone to Joe's Stone Crab from Miami, Franklin Barbecue from Texas, or desserts from famous foodies like Ina Garten or Martha Stewart, Goldbelly has you covered, with free shipping anywhere in the country. Just go to goldbelly.com and for a limited time, get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's promo code GIFT.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is goddamn time to unshackle your lives and open your ears, because we're going to pour some truth into your lava brain. It's the time of the week that we like to say, welcome to Eejits of the World! And oh boy, bing bong ding a long a ling long ling, if we got some this week.
With you,
Glenn Wall, and you,
Andrew Maxwell. All right.
Yes.
Welcome, Eejits, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you've listened or seen the podcast before, but if not, it's a celebration of all the stupidity in our world.
That's right.
Yes. The glitter on the ball.
The unending flow.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. We start with the Eejits of Swedish film starrings and bow and arrows.
Sure, why not? And then we have the Eejits of Polish driver's licenses stroke Irish cops.
And then we have the Eejits of college teaching porn starring.
And finally, we have the Eejits of poison pen letters in rural Wales.
Oh, that'll be wonderful.
The Eejits of anti-Brummie hatred in the Welsh valleys.
Let's crack straight into it. I was looking up old Hollywood. You know how much I love old Hollywood.
Old-timey movies.
Mm-hmm.
You've really moved into a new season of middle-aged man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're watching them old-timey movies.
Yeah, I got to do something other than talking about the weather.
Whittling, have you told about taking up whittling yet?
Yeah, I'm going to whittle something. I like whittling, but anyway, that's neither here nor there.
These are black and white movies you're watching.
Well, it was just some pictures I saw of old Hollywood, and Anita Ekberg's picture came up.
Crikey!
And she is one of those ladies that would be beautiful in any time. There's just some people that you're like, any era you drop them into,
yeah.
Boy, oh boy, like you see pictures of, like portraits from the medieval times, and you're like, that looks like an anemic alien. And it's like, no, she was the beauty of the land.
Oh, yeah, they had some weird taste back in the day. Yeah. We bind up feet? No, that's disgusting and weird. No, we have a corset.
Yes.
We tighten them. We tightened and they look like a wasp. Lovely. Wonderful.
White Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yes. This is how you get a Protestant. Really tighten them in the middle. Cinch them in. Or the, Elizabeth I with all that weird white pancake makeup.
Yeah.
That turned out to have arsenic in it or mercury, something that rotted her face away. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't know that.
Ooh, gorge.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is all over the world. There's some, different...
Yeah, you just see a picture of me like that's just a beautiful woman at any time. And the one I saw, I don't know if you know this about her, but...
Yeah, I'll tell you what I do know. The only thing I know about Anita Ekberg is that she was in La Dolce Vita.
In The Fountain.
Yes.
Yeah,
one of the most famous movies, where she's playing a movie star who's being pursued by a paparazzi.
Well, this
And this
connects.
is her world.
Yeah.
She was like 40, no, 50s, something like that.
She was around in the 50s and the 60s. Yeah. That's when she was
Swedish, I believe.
Yes, but left Sweden at a very young age and never returned other than to be buried there.
Christ.
Yeah.
God, there's some
just
serious...
like Christ.
Just like Jesus. Jesus returned to his log cabin.
Swedish Jesus.
Swedish Jesus. And the Lord pushed some snooze up into his gums and said nothing for the rest of the evening.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard being a Swedish disciple because, God, those guys don't talk very much. Just sit with the pen at the ready. Jesus, so you're going to say something today? No.
No, I've had to look out the back and we have plenty of logs. It's not a very uplifting message, Jesus.
A lot of my water walking is done in. It's not as impressive in the wintertime.
Yeah.
It's just walking. Everybody can do it.
Yeah. All the disciples do is Judas the Iscariot. There was doubting Thomas. Not in the Swedish one. It's Stephen the Silent.
He's the loud one.
The ringing in my ears. He spoke. Lust. Tuesday. But I think maybe one day, I haven't really thought about what I want to happen to my mortal remains. But if they're going to get interred, I would like them to be interred in my homeland. So I do get that.
Yeah.
But I also go back to Ireland all the time. Like I'm in and out of Ireland like a fiddler's elbow. Like it's not quite the same as I'm never coming back here until I'm waste.
Yeah, and she wasn't very rich when she died either. So I think she was a burden on whatever relative that she hadn't seen since she was 15. It's like, oh, we have to pay for Anita's funeral now. Okay,
but at the same time, we also have a lot of recycling. So maybe we could just, recycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is truly a luminescent beauty.
Yeah, and when she, and maybe this is why she was
good actress too. Like, but I mean, she was a star.
Yeah.
The thing about it, if you don't know who we're talking about, like she wasn't like a Meryl Streep. She wasn't, she wasn't an actor. It wasn't all about that. She was a star.
Yeah. So, and when she was growing up, she was she liked to box. And she was a championship archer. She loved the bow and arrow. So
what?
Yeah,
she was in a movie called The Mongols. Right? There's a movie called The Mongols, and she used her archery skills in that movie.
Yeah. Well, this is where she would have learned them. So she was being pursued by the paparazzi in real life.
Right.
And
in Italy?
I believe so, yeah. She warned them, stop following me around. I'm doing something. And
stop following me around. I'm doing something.
Yeah. Who knows what she was up to, but probably Sinatra.
I think you'll find it was pleasure.
Yeah, I think so.
You people, you are the meatball people. We are the pasta people. Together, we can make every evening meal in New Jersey. I assume she was in flagrante.
Yeah. Well, so she tells the paparazzi to leave her alone, and they won't. So she beats one of them up with her fists.
Right.
Which
nice.
Yeah. And the
I bet he never cleaned his wounds. See that? Like, Ekberg gave me that.
It's hard to defend yourself when you're masturbating.
And that's this week's bumper sticker. Because you know what? Never a truer word said.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? If you're expecting a truth bombing, you've just received it.
Yeah. It's just good life advice. So remember out there, it's hard. Keep your guard up.
Yep.
when you got your pants down. So she beats up a paparazzi and leaves, and the paparazzi, kind of famous for not being good people, don't protect their fallen comrade. They just chase after her again. And, you know, for me, I think she's given good enough warning at that point, and she pulls over wherever she's going, and the paparazzi's still taking pictures of her. And she just went, and there's pictures of her doing this. She went and got a bow and arrow from her car and shot one of them.
That's so fantastic. That's this amazing story, isn't it? The one she shot was the king of the paparazzi.
Awesome.
He was the most famous paparazzi, and weirdly, he was the guy that the in the Fellini movie, the Dolce Vita.
Oh,
that's the person she's having an affair with in the movie. Is the guy, the actor is based on this guy that she shot with a bow and arrow.
Wow.
And I'd always heard that part of the story, and then I looked into it recently. So she shot the king of the paparazzi with a fucking bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Got him in the hand. Not great when you're a photographer, right? But then later, it's just a small little bit in the story. It mentioned that she also shot another paparazzi, two paparazzi, in the back.
Just in a restaurant?
No, just the same incident.
They're just having dinner with their family. Bam, bam.
Yeah. Nobody takes my picture.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Okay, that's okay. So slow, oh my God. It's like making love to a glacier. Is it moving? It's moving. You can hear it creak in the night. And wow, like shot him in the back.
Wow.
So these are paparazzi who had learned the lesson. Aye, oh my God, lesson on.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. That good?
It's like that. Yeah.
That's what is?
Like a bow and arrow.
That's your bow and arrow noise, is it?
Yeah. I've shot a bow and arrow.
I have.
Yeah.
I shot it on your stag do.
I know. At the paparazzi.
Yeah. We went. He had a stag do once where there was a lot of comedians. What did we do? Obviously there was drinking. Obviously. But the main event was archery.
Lovely. And shotguns.
Oh, the shotguns.
Yeah.
I think at that stage I wasn't allowed near the guns. I think after the archery they were like, oh, he's a little bit of an Ekberg, this one, isn't he?
A little bit of a drunk berg.
Oh, yeah. But do you know what happened off the back of that?
No.
Nothing.
Good.
Not a damn thing.
Yeah.
She's literally on camera with a bow and arrow. 3 men have been run through with their arrows. Nothing.
But
you know why? You know why? Because it was in the friend of Eejits of the world, Italy.
That's right.
That's right.
They have to have a rule like that. Like if a voluptuous woman is being annoyed by a man, she's just allowed to shoot him with the bow and arrow. If she asks you to stop bugging her,
just you show up at the police station with an arrow in you. I got shot by this beautiful woman with the bow. This guy's like, where is she? Well, I don't know. Maybe you should find her. I'm going to find her. Yeah. I tell you what. I will investigate your case as long as I can pull the arrow out and lick it a little bit. Oh my God.
Sniff where her fingers were caressing the feathers.
Seriously, nothing.
Yeah. Well, they have to have rules like that in Italy. I've been there. You have to be able to take you can't take a shotgun to anyone, Anita, but you can take your bow and arrow.
I'll take a bow and arrow, maybe a slingshot.
A crossbow.
Crossbow.
You need to, but don't do too much with the crossbow.
It's a bit mechanical. It's not so natural. You are like Diana, the Antress.
Crossbows in the legs. Okay.
Okay. Crossbows a leg. It's for the legs. This, you know, it's nasty. You shoot a man across bow above the knee. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm gonna have to write you up. It's 100 lira.
100 lira.
Crossbow a man in the throat.
God, I miss lira.
Yeah.
That was a great currency.
Well,
Great country.
It's still kicking along in Turkey.
Sure. I mean, you know, a lot of countries like Egypt has the pound.
Really?
You know, a lot of countries like Canada has the dollar and whatnot. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Smaller countries go, geez, maybe we'll name our currency after a rich country and their currency.
Yeah.
But the Turks went, the lira.
Yeah. The famously.
We famously stable.
We want to have a volatile currency too.
Okay, Erdogan, you can have one in Turkey. Yeah, you know this. Erdogan changed the name of the country.
Did he?
It's no longer Turkey. It's called Turkey. Yeah,
Oh, I've seen that written down.
Turkey. Yeah,
Turkey.
Turkey. Yeah,
Turkey. Yeah.
I know it's great, isn't it? Where are you going on holidays? Turkey. Yeah. Where are you getting your teeth done? Turkey. Yeah. Oh, in the forests of Turkey that's where they grow the hair plugs. In the great hair plug forest of Turkey.
I think it's on the backs of all the men.
When you find a suspiciously smooth,
Yeah.
hello, you're on a couple of middle-aged businessmen's heads now, aren't you?
Yeah. You got clear cut.
Well, anyway, good for you, Anita.
Yeah.
Inspiring.
Yeah.
My buddy was a paparazzi.
Oh.
And I remember asking about it years ago, and he said it was like mental. Like at a movie premiere, they're all on step ladders. All the pops are on step ladders with their long lens and shout, "Look over here! Look over!"
Is that how you met him? Buying step ladders?
I was like, why is he buying a ladder to heaven? This is an enormous ladder. Strange. But he genuinely said they fight each other. They're scrapping up the ladder.
Right.
So while they're snapping with one hand, they're punching each other
Awesome.
and kicking each other's ladders out from underneath each other.
Yeah, you would.
No, like seriously, to be a pap, like don't mess with paps. Like they're just they're dudes who are handy fuckers who are ready to fight who just happen to also take pictures.
So they're like football.
Yeah. Football hooligans are also going, lovely dress, you mag. There you go. Anyway, there you are.
Excellent. Well, the paparazzi's gone up in my estimation, and I actually quite like them because it's a sign of a healthy free press.
That's right. The Fourth Estate and all that. Now then,
Here we go.
this is a bit of a gem. This is a one not as far back into time as Anita Ekberg in her prime,
Doesn't
but
have to
I would
be.
like to take you back to 2009.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tell me.
somewhere. You ready? The world has realised that the economy can no longer keep growing. So, in the accession states just after the millennium, when I can't remember, it was 10 countries from Central and Eastern Europe joined the EU. Ireland was one of the only countries. Britain and Ireland were two of the only countries given instant freedom movement, and overnight there was a massive Polish population. But I mean, if you want integration, it doesn't really get better than, hello, ding dong, hello, are you Ireland? Yes, who are you? I am Poland. Huh. What's your game? We work hard and drink. Get in here.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Go on. What are you into? We're into drinking and just working till we fall asleep. Great. Yeah, just come on in.
We got a broken dishwasher. Can you fix? He's already fixed it. How does he do?
I am on your roof.
I sniffed it. I sniffed your broken dishwasher. I fixed it.
I could tell machine broken from look. So there was and still is a massive Polish community in Ireland who came in that era,
Yeah.
right? Prior to that, I suppose there would have been 7 Polish people in the whole country.
Yeah.
And they would have all been...
At the airport, changing flights.
yeah, I was going to say John Paul II impersonators. Hugely popular in Ireland.
Yeah, stag do's.
You've not met the Pope, have you? Met him. Been in a lift with him. Is there shoes I can touch? Do you have any trinkets I could believe in? So there was a guy on the run.
Okay.
In Ireland. And this is just the first mass migration ever into Ireland.
Yeah.
Maybe for the last 400 years. Right? So the last migration, big one into Ireland. A big lump of Polish people came in, working hard, drinking and working hard. But there was a bit of a blot on the landscape because one Polish dude was running up an insane amount of crimes.
Uh-oh.
Right? And they were all of traffic nature.
He just couldn't get his head around traffic.
Oh, no, this guy was just speeding, parking where the fuck he wanted. He was, every possible infraction you can do in a car, this Polish guy was doing. Right? Mm. And every time he was caught, his name, he just gave another address. And anytime they checked out, the address checked out. Right? They were like, who is this guy? In all, he had 50 addresses. Right? And they're like, how's this one Polish dude can afford 50 different places to rent?
He's a pizza delivery driver and he gets there so quickly. He's the best in the game.
No, that's because I've already rented upstairs. That's where the pizza is. I can just...
Yeah.
And his name was Pravo Yazdi.
Okay.
It was just...
Checks out.
Pravo Yazdi was just... And it was getting awkward, like, because, the cops constantly nabbing him, gave a real address, then gone. Couldn't find him, served papers on him. He ran up a huge amount of fines, all the rest of it. Never caught him. That was in 2009. It was only in 2017. Right, 2017.
Wow.
That's not a year. The year 2017. Right.
That's a long time from now.
In 2017. That somebody, because this is where our Eejit joke comes in, this isn't an individual Eejit story, my friend. It's an institutional Eejit. And that institution, my friend, is the Garda Síochána, the National Police Force of the Republic of Ireland.
See, I would have thought that was somebody's name too.
Oh yeah, he's running up all sorts of debts in Portugal. We are pulling up Garda Síochána. He's always in a blue car.
Yeah.
And it turns out Bravo Yazdi was not one man. He was not two men. He was not any man. Because Bravo Yazdi just means driver's license in Polish. So insane. And I've seen now images of the Polish driver's license, and in big letters right at the top it just says Bravo Yazdi. And on 50 different occasions Irish traffic cops were like, there must be like the big thing at the top. It couldn't possibly be the thing 5 lines down, which underneath has a squiggle that looks like it's attempting to write the thing directly above it. Oh, it can't be that. That's what, in a foreigner's driver's license, they just slam the name right at the top. Bravo Yazdi. 50 different cops went, Bravo Yazdi, Jesus Christ. He's got his name. He must be one bull of a fella. Like, he's got his name right at the very top.
And the address, was that the address of the DMV? Because couldn't they caught them when they went to the address, or was the
yeah, but when they got to addresses, there was no Bravo Yazdi.
Oh, I see.
What there was a Polish guy who had sped down the M1. He's there, and there's 2 cops. Hello, we'd like to speak to Bravo Yazdi. Weird that would be. You're only new in the country. There's two men shouting, "We want to speak to driver's license." Where is he?
Are you related to driver's license?
Do you know who driver's license is? Are we saying it right? Driver's license. Do you know driver's license? That's a great story. Brilliant. And it was just one cop just going through the records, just going, "That's extraordinary." For almost 20 years, Bravo Yazdi was on the run.
And there's no way of catching these. I don't want them caught, actually. I want them out there.
I think it's too late now.
Yeah.
Bravo Yazdi's into the wind.
Yeah.
You never get caught.
But that's it. Yeah, you find out. As soon as the cops leave. It just turns back into a driver's license. Guys are so sick.
Back to two dimension.
Yeah, gets back in his wallet.
Yeah. Astonishing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you for that.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean? Fair play to you, Bravo Yazdi.
Yeah, man. Long may you ride.
Well then, Mr. Glenn, have you got a story for me?
I do. And this is a college professor in America.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Joe Gow, and he's got a wife named Carmen Wilson. And there's nothing wrong with that story so far. That just checks out.
So it just seems like you've just mentioned neighbours.
Yeah.
People.
Well, I mean, they are sort of pillars of the community, but they had a hobby.
Why, what's he do?
He's like the dean of a university.
Crusty old dean.
A crusty old dean.
Bet he won't let the pledges do any crazy stunts.
Oh, yeah, he's always getting pranked. They put a goat in his car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they put piglets in his car?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Well,
Go get it, Dean. What are you going to do?
They didn't have to prank this dean. This dean pranked himself.
How'd you do that?
Well, him and his wife used to like to make sex tapes of themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're in a marriage and that's what you want to do, well, you know, God damn it, Joe, Carmen, fill your boots or whatever you fill.
What I think is astonishing that they're still called sex tapes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Nobody's actually filming them having sex with their elder on a VHS tape anymore.
well, he's 63 and
maybe,
Carmen's 56. So
right, okay, right.
but yeah, they'd kept them personal to themselves, and they'd created some books or written some books about their experiences with pseudonyms, of course.
Oh yeah, pseudonyms. She's a dirty girl.
Yeah,
I can see why they brought her in.
yeah.
Come on, that's terrible wordplay. Go on.
Or if that is somebody's actual name, I'm pseudonym. Okay, but no, it really is. My parents were assholes. They decided that they were going to start putting their sex tapes on websites like pornographic.
Well, that's the appropriate.
Apparently, I've never frequented any of these establishments, but apparently they're out there. You can find them if you look.
Beaded curtain. Hello. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, they were putting them up on like YouPorn and RedTube, and he'd signed sort of behavior.
But he's retired, right?
No, he was still working.
Hang on here. He's putting up tapes of him knocking the back end off his missus.
Yeah,
and is working in a university.
Yeah, and seems baffled. He seems baffled as to why he's in trouble. But, I mean, how did you not know you were going to get caught? Like, he's like, I had no idea that men of college age would be masturbating. I thought they'd be just too engrossed in their studies to watch me and my wife hump.
These undergraduates, busy in their studies, always in the library.
Yeah. So they fired him, and he's taking them to court because he's like, "This is my First Amendment rights. I'm not allowed to make bang tapes with my wife." Like they're gonna march on Washington, like, you know, the masturbators of America, shaking their weirdly strong fists in the air. Cops wading into the crowd, and you know that's you got to watch because you know you grab him on one side and it's just nacho dust and it's a very weak body, but you get him on the other side, it's like a fiddler crab. Who am I, the fugitive? Dr. Richard Kimball, goddamn one-armed man's just taking me to the ground.
They could fight you in a circle. You watch out. So the First Amendment's freedom of speech, right? In America. Jesus. It's my freedom. Freedom of speech. What are you saying? I mean, nothing. I have things in my mouth. I'd like to use my freedom of speech to say.
Yeah. And I think part of the problem too is they're not.
Spit it out. What are you saying?
They're not attractive. Maybe if they were putting out something we could all get behind, you know, like
something
now,
we could stand erect.
Yeah,
stand nobly in front of.
Yeah. I think the only reason to watch it is if you knew what happened to them for releasing it, and it's like, fuck that future. Oh, you fuck her right in the future.
What happened to them?
They lost their jobs. Now she's gonna milk his pension. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's my freedom of speech. Yeah. You're not that's not speaking. The American Constitution does not give you the right to. It's not freedom to grunt.
It's not what you were saying to her. It's what you were doing to her. That's the problem. I mean, I guess on the
you are absolutely free to say who's your daddy.
Yeah.
Who's
yeah. You can ask the question.
Who's nasty? Yeah, who's nasty? Yeah, you're free to say all that.
Yeah. That is not your stepdaughter. That is your wife. You've mislabeled this. Yeah, I mean, in essence, I guess they do have a point. I mean, you should be able to make one if you want, but you know, I think you should be open about it before you get the job. You're like, and by the way, I'll be popping a few fuck tapes onto the internet if that's if that bothers you. I mean, grow up. But,
I mean. If I'm not the dean of theology you're looking for, if I'm not the guy you want to navigate the ancient Greek, stuff.
Yeah. You
can tell I went to university, didn't you? Wow. All the ancient Greek stuff. Well.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Joe Gow and Carmen Wilson. We salute you.
With both our hands.
Yeah.
We wish you all the very best in your pursuit of the freedom of speech.
Yeah, you're such talented filmmakers. Really good. She gets it in the end.
Well then.
Okay.
Mr. Glenn.
Yes?
I've got one for you.
Excellent.
Here we go. Now, it does involve hate incidents.
Uh-oh. Brace yourself.
Yeah. And there is no more deep-seated, intractable hatred in this world than between the Welsh and the Brummies, apparently. I had no idea. Yeah. I had no idea. There's in Wales...
Troubles.
Why did you do an impression of a beetle? What was that?
I'm not here for the accents. That's your job.
That's troubles. That's trouble. The troubles.
Hey, there was the time me and Paul and John and Ringo, we were living our best life as we always did in Birmingham, with our classic Birmingham accents, as we walked around the bull ring. and 8 out of Mr. Egg. What's that? I said to John, you're right, let's have a Balti. Ringo went, don't forget to get me a naan bread. Anyway, so Aberystwyth in Wales.
Been there.
Yes.
At a university.
That's right. Where the National
That's not
Library
why
of
I was
Wales
there. I was there for a gig, but there's a university.
is. Is it? Yeah, if you want to do all that learning.
Yeah. Greek stuff.
Not for me, buddy boy. Not while I got this taffy apple to lick. Anyway, so Aberystwyth in Wales.
Yeah.
This was an incident that was recorded by the police at 7 p.m. They believe it was around 7 p.m. on the 8th of January.
Wow.
Right?
Recent.
Yes, very recent. This is recent. This isn't from times of yore.
Right. So trouble's brewing now.
Yep. So somebody posted a handwritten note through somebody's door. Now, I don't really usually go in for hate incidents, but this is... God, I love when Welsh people get angry. Ready for this? How about this for a bit of pure hate incident?
Yeah.
Right, you ready?
I'll be the Brummie in this.
She loves you, yeah.
He drops an envelope. That's terrible. It's really bad.
Just dropped an envelope. It's like 7 accents in one word. He dropped an envelope.
Yeah, I got a little Polish at the end there. Yeah. So I open it, and this is what I read.
This is what you read, right? Through your letterbox in Aberystwyth, Wales.
I'll act it.
Yorwith Avenue was once a quiet, pleasant residential area with until a lot of shit from the Midlands hit it. Low life like you should be forced to live in fenced in on a tinker site, preferably back where you come from. Why don't you take your clapped out crappy boats, jeeps, cars, and your hideous vomit-inducing accents back to Brummie-land? And please, which by the way is underscored, take a few thousand other yayas with you. By the way, it has to be said, red ink.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know that actually in the world of the BBC, obviously, it's a traditional thing of called a green ink letter. It's when anybody sends a letter to an institution, it's handwritten, and if it's not in black or blue ink, it's like they just go, yeah, mental. We don't have to read that. Yeah, that's nuts. No, yeah, you choose the red pen. You've got black, blue, green, and red, and you chose to tell us how little you like Springwatch in a handwritten red ink letter. Yeah, we're not. That's going into the
Wow.
yeah. Green ink letters.
I didn't know that at all.
So much hatred in there. Like
Yeah.
wow.
I mean, I think you made up a slur there too.
I've never heard of a ya before.
No. I thought I thought it meant like posh person, like yeah. But
Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever told posh people to go to a traveller encampment.
I like how it was. There was an option in it too. It's like this is where you should live, preferably.
Yep.
Back where you're from. But if you're going to stay, we're going to put you in a gypsy camp.
But it's also your clapped out crappy boats.
Yeah.
Like
I think he's talking about the Peaky Blinders there.
But how can you, like, for me, I know my nautical knowledge is pretty basic, but nevertheless, I would have thought, like, you know, if it floats, it's a good boat.
Yeah. It's what you're looking for.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, clapped out in what way? And your jeeps.
Yeah.
And your cars. But why do you mention jeeps?
Yeah. Yeah, that person must drive a Jeep. You wouldn't. That's not.
Why-
That's not
what-
like just these Jeep drivers show up. You know what I mean? Oh yeah.
Just a bit of product placement in a death threat. I'm gonna murder you with the broken bottle after I've drank that delicious, refreshing Coors within it. Oh my god! Yeah, but also and please take a couple of these yayas with you. But I kind of stunned me is that your vomit-inducing accent.
Yeah, well, that's how we'll find him then. Get a cop from Birmingham to go around the pubs. Which one? Yeah, make an announcement.
Let's see who spews on their shoes. All right, sorry about this. I know everybody's having a very good time. It's this UB40 tribute act. Brilliant. I've seen them live myself. They're absolutely busting. Elephant. There he is. Got him. Get him.
Helicopters.
Yeah, right. Trust me, mate. You're taking the back seat in my Jeep. So great. I wouldn't mind
Put the plastic down. I'm feeling talkative. Yeah, that's how they beat him, by just talking to him. He's just pumping his stomach.
Please, no, stop it. It's like torture. I can't take it anymore. Sorry, mate, without he just beginning.
Yeah.
Get the phone book.
Yeah. Wake up, John. Who's the one with the stutter? Oh, yes, that'll be good. That'll be good.
Now, John, wow. Stop stuttering on a Brummie Welsh. Wow. What? Woo. It's so weird. Like, obviously, the most mellow people on this island are Welsh and Brummies, right?
Yeah.
They're like the nicest crowds because in both cases they're just like, yeah, you're here. I can't believe you came.
Yeah.
Nobody comes to Birmingham.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So good. Same with Wales as well. They're like, I don't know. I remember
Wales are where the roads end. I've been on like major highways and watched them dwindle into dirt roads, and then when there's just no more road, that's when you're in Wales. You just have to get out of the vehicle and start a new life until you find the gig. You do the gig, and then you drift back with a migrating elk herd until you find your car. And then you get back in.
No, off you go.
Yeah.
It's like full of cheese on toast.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Full of lamb and cheese on toast. So bloody fell.
And with a hangover that never truly goes away. It sort of gets into your bones, and you just learn that's the new normal that you're going to have to live with.
That's what you're going to be from now on. Oh, God, I did a gig recently in Wales. It's so fantastic. In the valleys.
Yeah, that's
the
where
valleys.
they keep their weird people.
Yeah. The valleys in Wales are basically the West Virginia of the UK.
Yeah, that's what
Hollers, damp, weird valleys.
Yeah.
Full of people.
Singing
And playing banjos.
It's very
I don't know about banjos, but their singers are all right.
It's very Tolkien. You can see this is where Tolkien wrote the orcs.
Yes, he did. He was a Brummie.
Yeah.
I don't think he sounded like that, though. I've written a book this big, mate. There's elves in it, trolls, you name it. They're all in there. Kings and queens, big-footed little fellas, you name it. You know what I mean? Witches and warlocks and... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you think about some of the greatest rock bands of all time have been from Birmingham.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, if you looked at Robert Plant in his prime out there in front of, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, the MCG in front of 90,000 people.
Yeah. You'd never, ever suspect that in between songs he'd be like, oh, fucking absolutely starving. I would go a bulty, mate. Who's hungry? You lads hungry? I'm gonna make you think, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Oh, I'm absolutely starving, lads. Do you know what? I should have had that egg this afternoon. That's you know what, Jerry? That's Scotch egg. You're right, mate. It would have sorted me right out. Anyway,
Jimmy, play a long time. I'm going to go back in the green room.
I'm going to go, mate, I'm absolutely starving. I'm going to save that egg still there.
Yeah, that's when Bonham's drum solos came in handy. Robert Plant fishing around the backstage area.
Yeah, just keep him busy, for fuck's sake.
Making himself a sandwich.
Oh, it's okay. Who's any of you lads gonna have this pickle?
Yeah. Give John a line of this, and I'm gonna make a sandwich.
Yeah, I tell you what. Yeah, he's not gonna. I'm gonna eat all his breakfast. He won't have it. I'm gonna have 2 fry-ups in the morning. Our Johnny boy, he's gonna be flying home. Is that weird that they're like? Here's a great. There was a couple of years back. They had a survey here in the UK. I'm sure it'd be international. Anybody's further afield, you may or may know. Most people would know that, like Britain, England, even more specifically, but there's a new accent every 30 miles.
Yeah,
right. I mean, they're like absolute. It's sometimes even closer than that. Like what would be from one suburb to another suburb of Atlanta, Georgia, or they sound totally different.
Yeah.
And they're very proud of their accents.
Liverpool, Manchester.
Yeah, 30 miles apart. Glasgow, Edinburgh, 30 miles apart. But, so they had this survey where they asked, I can't remember, it was like 20 odd thousand women from all over the UK.
Yeah.
They asked these women what their, you know what I mean, what they said was the sexiest accent.
Right.
In the UK. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What won was the Edinburgh pilot voice. You know the one, BA pilot.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome on board, everybody.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful time.
Wow.
As we take to the air together. You know, it's that, right? So that's what won. The least sexy was Brummie. It's Birmingham.
Oh no.
Yeah. Out of 30 different accents they were given to choose from, the women of Britain said the Birmingham accent was the least sexy. But here's the bad bit. So funny, but really sad. Do you know what came second last? Mute. Absolutely nothing. Total silence.
With a few little honks and clicks.
Whatever. Just nothing. A void of sound was considered sexier than a Brummie accent. So unfair. So unfair.
Oh, Birmingham. I feel for you. I think you sound fine. I like you. I can't do one. I should be able to. I lived there. But
did you?
Oh yeah, that's where I moved the first time I moved to Britain. I lived there for a few years. And
why? Not like why?
My girlfriend at the time was an engineer, and she got a job in Birmingham. But it was a good place to live because it was very central.
I love it. I love the Brummie accent. I do. It's warm. It's friendly.
Yeah.
It's okay. Maybe it's not sexy, but you know what it is. It sounds helpful.
Yeah.
You know, let me give you like what I mean by that. Say if you found yourself in the end of a Hollywood movie, right?
Yeah.
And you're just John Joe civilian who's found himself in this ridiculous situation where you have to defuse a bomb.
Yeah.
Or the whole skyscraper blows up. Yeah? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you're like panicking and it's just getting louder and going, doo, 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 doo. You're like, what do we do? And then you see on the side of the bomb there's a call centre number. Right? There's a customer care service number you can ring. You ring that. The other end of the phone is, you go, hello, is that A1 bombs? The other end of the phone just goes, all right, kid, how's it going, mate?
It's fucking fine.
That's going to be fine. Oh, thank God. Just, you go, all right, what's going on? Yeah, the bomb is going to explode. You go, all right, okay, slow down. Let's slow down here. See, is there any name on it? Can you read anything out to me? Yes, it's the A1 Super Bomb 500. Oh, that's a great bomb, mate. I'll tell you what, would I join the factory? That was the last year they made them. Great bomb. I'll tell you what, mate, they don't make them like that even. It's going to blow. All right, okay, right. Now, I just want you to, if you just pop the lid off it. Yeah. I can't. Of course you can, mate. Of course you can, mate. It's just a big angry biscuit tin. Can you open a biscuit tin, lad? Of course you can, mate. Open that up, right? Okay. Yeah. Now, what do you see inside? Can you see any wires? Yeah, there's two. What colour are they, kiddie? There's a blue one and a red one. All right, okay. All right. You had your pliers in the end. You've got them pliers. Yeah, the pliers. Dude, it's gonna blow. All right, okay. Right, I've only got one last question I need to ask you. What is it? He goes, have you ever wanted to go to the moon? No. Got the blue one, kid. Just a bit, just a bit of bomb disposal, right?
Yeah, keep it interesting for yourself, taking these calls all day.
I love it. But Wales is such a special place. It's fantastic as well. What I love about Wales, what's funny about this story is just so many Welsh getting really angry.
Yeah.
That's so ridiculous. Because they're super, super laid back people, like mostly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know, years ago, there's a big comedy club, as you know as well, called the Glee Club in Cardiff, right? Mm-hmm. It's about 400 or 500 people, great club. It's right in the middle of the sort of regenerated party district down by the docks, right?
Mermaid Quay,
bing, bang, boom. And one time I was there with a bunch of comics. One of them was Milton Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Fantastic comic, lovely man as well. And there was four of us, and we had to get a taxi. It was a bit of a walk back to the hotel.
Yeah.
So Saturday night, we're trying to get his taxi back. And the staff had ordered us a taxi. We all trundled down the stairs, out into the heaving, massive, drunken Welsh people for a taxi. They're gone. We waited, nothing. We went back inside. Taxi wasn't there, and they were like, well, they rang up the company. They went, well, we collected them. We're like, well, they didn't. We're here. And there's no problem. Said the staff, lovely staff. They went, we'll book you another one. Happened again. We all trundled downstairs, waited. He's gone. They called up the company. I'm sorry. Now he's gone. Well, he has, because your customers have been collected. All right, and then we repeated the process a third time, and it was only when we were trundling back up the stairs to ask for another taxi, it occurred to us to think, what name did you put it in? Oh, we put it in Milton's name. Are you fucking kidding me? Saturday night in Wales, in Cardiff, taxi for Jones. Literally, none of those people were ripping us off. It was just true.
Yeah, they could have produced 3 different driver's licenses to prove that.
Yeah, exactly. Jones is the Bravo Yazdi of Wales. Nobody's called Jones. Like, a group of 4 people getting
That means driver's license in Welsh.
Yeah. Let's just see, if you're called Jones, we just give you a car.
Yeah.
Let's be able to drive it. I've met other Joneses. They can drive. All you have to do is keep up with them.
And with that, we drew a veil.
A discreet veil of the world of podcasting.
Sorry you had to see that.
Yes, things will be cleaned. I shall get the disinfectant, sir.
Yes, you will. You will.
Oh, great.
Oh, folks.
Well, I say thumbs up to the Brummies and to the Welsh.
And don't thumb war.
None
of this.
Don't fight each other. Come on. Come on. You've so much in common.
Yeah.
You're near each other.
Mm-hmm.
You all like beer and football.
Yeah. No, you do a lot of things the same. Just get along.
It's true. Yeah, try and get along.
Why don't you take each other out in those clapped out boats?
A clapped out boat. What the fuck is it?
I don't know. I'm a clapped out boat. I'll tell you that much.
Tell you what,
I've done all my clapping.
it's been a hell of a January.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Well, we wish you all the very best. And thank you. Thank you for listening to this week's Eejits of the World. There's new episodes for your ears every Wednesday.
And your eyes on Saturday on YouTube.
On the YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes. So if you're interested in this sort of stuff, like and subscribe and whatnot, and tell your friends.
Yes.
And also, if you hate it, spread it. Make other people hate it too.
Yeah.
We don't care why you look at it.
Tell people this.
I'm absolutely outraged.
Hate fuckers with your eyes.
We'll see you next week. It's been a Pod People
A
production.
Pod People production.
Pod People production.
Yeah.